Welcome to It's a Permaculture Life. I'm Dina Desjardins, and I'm here with my guest Pat Banks, and we are on the farm. This is over in Fishersville. It's a hospital farm, and this is farm food. And Pat's going to give us a tour and show us what he's been up to.
Yeah, thanks. This is the Allegheny Mountain Institute Farm at Augusta Health. We're inside about an acre fence, and in this fence we have 8 blocks that we rotate through for crop rotation, for pest management. This is a very unique project, and I do believe this is the future of medicine, but it takes a lot to make this run. And when you're working with 2 entities, you have to have people who really believe in like making a change and like doing something unique like this. And that's really what I've learned here is that you come with ideas, but if you don't have anybody on an upper level being like who believe in it, you're not going to go nearly as far. You can't have the struggle of I need to expand and not have it be push pull kind of trying to convince people. The folks involved in this project all believe in it, and we're always in constant communication. And we do believe this is the future of medicine.
So where's your produce go after you pick it?
Sure. So a little bit of produce, 80% of it's all by weight, our partnership with the hospital. So 80% goes to the hospital itself, and of that 80, that goes to the kitchen where they serve it on hotline, patient meals. They do a lot of catering events and stuff too. And then they also do, they piloted a food pharmacy program where it's a prescription-based kind of education for like diabetic patients and their families. They get assigned this program. It's like 12 weeks long. They come in for a bit on education. Then they have a voucher based on their family size that they claim from our farm stand. So there's no money exchange. It's just it's 12. It's like a $12 voucher. We have a market set up, and they can pick. We price it all out, and they pick what they want for the week, and they leave. So that's been a pretty fun program to be a part of. But with COVID, things have changed, and honestly, with anything, it's been a lot of unique opportunities as like things that I think should have been doing the entire time. But what we're doing now is that we're packing like CSA kind of style bags full of produce for nurses to take out to their home health and hospice patients. So we're doing about 60 bags of that a week currently. They're also, the hospital got a grant to do a farm fresh food box, which they're delivering through like VDACs to elderly patients and their own patients every week for produce from this farm, along with meat, eggs, and stuff like that. So these are just unique programs that come about during this time. And we also do a little selling on AMI side that we donate as well.
Is that the 20%?
That's the 20%, yep. And you can find that. There's a local food drive-through in Stanton that's we sell a bit to, some restaurants and stuff. So yeah, and then we also attend there's a Stanton Health Department market at the health department in Stanton, and that's mainly WIC, Women, Infant, and Children program, where they have these vouchers to get produce from us. So we're a big part of that too. So.
That's awesome information.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's really good.
Yeah, it's we like I said, we grow a lot, and it's been we distribute a lot too. And it's been fun. I had an unconventional kind of upper or post high school. I went to college for a year, dropped out, worked construction for 3 years, and then I had a kind of coming to life moment, and I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I left home and traveled around the world for about 3 or 4 years, working odd jobs. Kind of found a passion in environmental justice and wanted to pursue that, so I went back to school in Madison, Wisconsin. I actually had an internship on a farm that I'd woofed at. If you're familiar with woofing, it's called Worldwide Opportunity on Organic Farms. It's just a volunteer-based program where you reach out to farmers and you get a not stipend, but they pay for your housing and food while you give them 20 hours a week of work or something like that. Every farm is different, but I did that for a while in Texas and Missouri, and I had an internship in the farm in Missouri I was working on, and I turned that down in the summer of 2014 or 15 because I didn't want to be a farmer. But I went back to school in Madison to pursue environmental justice kind of career or education, and I ended up working on a veteran-led farm outside of Madison, Wisconsin, and I completely fell in love with the work. And I realized everything I cared about, social justice, environmental justice, could all be intertwined into farming. So I found Allegheny Mountain Institute, which is the organization I work for now, and they have a fellowship program. It's 18 months long. First 6 months is spent up in Highland County on a 500-acre campus where 8 to 10 individuals from all over the country come, and we get trained on like homesteading, small-scale farming, foraging, permaculture. We all did a PDC, so we all got the permaculture design certificate. So it's that was really unique for me and really profound in terms of I definitely learned how to grow. That was the reason why I went to AMI. Is I knew how to run in that farm in Madison. I knew how to pack a CSA, harvest vegetables, do all those things, but I had no clue how to start a seed, what soil meant. So that's why I went to AMI, is to kind of take a step back before going forward. To define permaculture, it's tough for me because that's it's a broad word, and I've had a lot of conversations about it. But first and foremost, it's a lifestyle. Like as a small-scale farmer, I think a lot of small-scale farmers would agree with me, is that if you're not, having a healthy lifestyle, spend time away from your farm with your, family and friends, making a living, then you can't really even look at the other things of what are you giving back, like in terms of soil health. And that's number 2 would be for me is soil health. It's very intensive out here. We grow a lot of produce. 15,000 pounds we produced year 1, 25,000 year 2, and I'm hoping to 35 to 40,000 this year. That's just due to me being more organized, but that's a lot of taking from the soil, and I like to give back. So we use a lot of compost from a local compost place. Big into cover cropping. That's something in terms of permaculture that I really. If you're not treating I truly believe in healthy soils equal healthy vegetables equal healthy humans. So I guess those are my only, in terms of permaculture, that's my big view. And you can get into like annuals versus perennials. I would love to have more perennials out here, but to have perennials and have that system set up, you need to have annuals, because just the way our food system has progressed, you can't just it's beautiful to talk about planting 1 million apple trees. Well, those apple trees are going to take 15, 20 years to produce. Part of our program here is, on top of producing all this and providing food for the hospital and the patients and all that stuff, what AMI does is that we're training farmers. So I have three folks who really run this place. I come up with the ideas. The work is my employees, and I wouldn't be nothing without them. And nothing would, none of this would have come about with my past employees too. I'm inside of a caterpillar tunnel. These are, if you're familiar with high tunnels and greenhouses, this is a smaller version of that. What a high tunnel is pretty much an enclosed structure with this plastic. And what I always get confused on how to define a greenhouse and a high tunnel. What I just say is it's unheated. A high tunnel is just generally unheated, and a greenhouse would have a propane heater in it. But this caterpillar tunnel, it's 14 feet by 100 feet long, and they're pretty inexpensive for backyard kind of home growers. And this thing could produce a lot of food. Use is a good example right behind us. This is called insect netting. I think it's everybody's very familiar with row cover, I think, or not very, but row cover and insect netting. Row cover is like a kind of like clothy material that it holds in. It does 2 things. It holds in heat. And it also keeps out bugs. With its insect netting, it doesn't. This is insect netting here. It's more porous. I don't think I have any row cover out here at the current moment. Well, there's some laying on the ground right there. So. But this stuff doesn't hold any heat, but it keeps out insects, so it's beneficial for when I plant brassicas, my second round of broccoli and cabbage and kale in mid-August for fall. It's going to be 90 degrees, and the cabbage moths are going to be everywhere. I'm putting insect netting on because not only is it going to keep insects out, but it's going to provide a little bit of shade too. And I have a theory that I'm testing out this year that lettuce in the summer is actually going to grow better with the insect netting on, because it's going to have partial shade when it's the heat of the summer. So I'm excited for that one. But really anything I've found out, if you're covering it with things flourish under cover, whether it be a high tunnel, greenhouse, or even this insect netting, I've just seen produce blow up and be beautiful compared to others. And it's another example is this lettuce right here. I put insect netting over it and left half the row down, or like 10 feet down there, and the difference was amazing. It was just it was a week or two behind it. So yeah, the things I classify as high rotation are 55 days and less. So that's beets, radishes, turnips, kohlrabi, beans, lettuce heads, lettuce mix. And these crops, I'm rotating quick. So we'll take out a crop of beets. I'm immediately direct seeding a crop of beans or carrots or lettuce. So that's a lot of production happens here. But as we move down further, we have our Solanaceae blocks. That's your peppers, tomatoes, eggplant, potatoes. They're not in there, but they're in that family. And then we have hot peppers. I think brown cherries and tomatillos are in that family. This is a heavy feeder block, and that's kind of how I rotate as well. So this is a heavy feeder. I determine that by date, like length and how much nutrients they're taking up. So tomatoes, and that stuff, they're in there from May 15th until October. A lot of nutrients go into that, and they usually follow a light feeder, which is going to be like high rotation stuff, which is the first block that I described. So next year, this block is going to move into this one, and so on and so forth around the garden. We're working with a school in Waynesboro, Kate Collins, that they're looking to do something similar. So they have a similar thing. They have a lot of people who believe in that project. So it's been a very, in different ways, it's been very therapeutic for me. We definitely everybody have life issues going on, and I come out here and it's, I was talking to my roommate about it. It's like there's these bliss moments in the farm when it's like, like row of beets over here. It's like you pull a great beet out, or a great carrot, or a tomato ripens. It's like, oh, I did it, and it's like you still have those moments. And I think every gardener, every farmer has those moments. Like, man, this is an awesome head of broccoli or a beautiful head of cabbage. Like, yeah, definitely. And working with the soil every day, like, I know it's beneficial for me, especially like now with COVID. Like, being outside, I love working outside. I love working with my hands. There's a lot of stress, but it's also, I've learned, like, this being my third season, it's a lot of induced stress. Like, I stress myself out. There's a great Wendall quote, if you're familiar with who Wendall is. He talks about like tasks and how there's always going to be another task. There's never, like, especially in life or in the farm, like you're never going to get to the moment of, yep, done. There's always something next. So like really recognizing that for me this year, that's what's been like, okay, let's just get this done today. Let's go home.
I call those shows.
Yeah, right. It's like I can walk around like, I'm a glass half full kind of person, but on the farm, definitely glass. I'm like, man, this is weedy. That's what I do. I walk around and everybody comes out and like, this is so beautiful, and I know it is, but I see what needs to be done, not what is doing well.
That's great advice.